50 for Christ Challenge Round 2 update. So in this next time frame, I went from hearing a lot from God, just hearing him speak to me in all kinds of ways, to just silence. I remember in this time, this is when I was asking for very specific things from him, very specific answers, or kind of like, if this is where you're wanting me to go, or if this is what you're telling me, can you give me confirmation in this way or whatever. It wasn't happening. I wasn't getting the confirmation. He wasn't speaking to me. I'll be honest, I became very angry and upset with him because I was not getting an answer at all. So the biggest thing that happened in this time frame was I did miss, I think it was 3 days of prayer. I was still in my word. I was still worshiping. I was still listening to sermons. I just couldn't bring myself to pray because I was upset, and I feel like as a person just in life, I try not to be a fake person, so I felt like it'd be fake of me to still go and pray. And the crazy thing about it is I could still hear him talking to me, calling to me, just sit in prayer with me, just sit in prayer with me, and I just couldn't bring myself to do it. And I also knew within that time frame, I also knew that I was being spiritually attacked. I knew that the enemy was protruding into my thoughts and all the things, and I just still was stuck in that place, and I couldn't get out of it. I will say something in this time frame that I was kind of starting to get was I was getting discernment on a pastor that I was listening to, his church, and I was starting to kind of get discernment on I should stop listening to him and watching him. There were also some Christianly podcasts I was listening to that I kind of felt like a discerning spirit, just don't listen to those anymore. But I'll say that in that, what ended up happening was I was able to stop watching that church, and I did kind of let God lead me to where he wanted me to go next. And in the sermon that he led me to, it gave me the answers that I was looking for, that I'd been pitching a fit about with God.
It says, and Moses said to the people, fear not, stand firm and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will work for you today. For the Egyptians whom you see today, you will never see them again. The Lord will fight for you, and you have to only be silent. Now he tells the Israelites to do these four things in these two verses. And this is really, honestly, this is a prescription for how to deal with a predicament, how to deal with a situation when you find yourself in a spiritual cul-de-sac. He says this, he says, number 1, fear not. Number 2, stand still. Number 3, watch. And number 4, the Lord will fight for you if you will just stay silent. If you will just close your mouth. If you'll just stay calm. Don't be afraid. Stand still, watch God come through, and quit talking. Now, we do the opposite when we get into a pickle, don't we? We're like, you know what? We do this. Number 1, when we're afraid. Number 2, we run. Number 3, we blame or fight. Number 4, we fire up Facebook and we tell everyone. Or we go after someone. Listen, God knows you're in a mess, and he may have actually led you into that mess. How do we expect God to get us out of a predicament when we're too busy complaining? When we're too busy trashing people? When we're too busy looking for blood? If we're too busy running from him, how is he ever going to get us out of the predicament? If we're too busy fighting everybody, if we're too busy talking about our issue, see, it's when we calm down and we stand still and we let him work and we stay quiet and trust him that he takes over and he fights for us. Until then, honestly, I think for some of us, for many of you, he's just still waiting. You done running? You done fighting? Are you done talking now? Are you done trashing? Are you done complaining? Are you done blaming? Because when you are, then I may be able to pull you out of this mess and draw you into a miracle.
So after listening to this full sermon, the biggest thing that I was able to grasp from it is there is a lesson that he's trying to get me to learn from this. And the biggest things is I do believe, I am definitely a believer. I just still, as many of us do, I have a hard time putting my full trust and my full faith in God. And I am working on that every single day. Something that I continuously hear him saying to me is that it is not about me. He is wanting me to come to the end of me. And in some of the things I've been praying for, I do feel sacrificial at times. I do feel like I'm sacrificing my own feelings or my own, whatever's for the goodness and the glory of him. Because I do feel like the situations that I'm in, he's put me here, not as like a punishment, but because whatever he's trying to do, he is trying to fully show the glory, and I'm just a piece in that plan. But sometimes I let my pride or my ego or my feelings get in the way, and that's when I notice a hindrance in whatever he's trying to do.